A bout on Friday is about to happen? Ripple is operating as if it has already lost. What does Garlinghouse mean by that? And Forbes thinks that Hinman emails could bring down the agency? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel to stay updated at all times. According to the most current updates on the Ripple case, the battle for Security and Exchange Commission emails is still ongoing, with a new filing coming on Friday the 29th of April. Well, a move by the Securities and Exchange Commission to renew the claim of attorney-client privilege over and redact the speech records is due on Friday, April 29. As Bill, a crypto lawyer, tweeted out that, the Security and Exchange Commission motion to renew the assertion of attorney-client privilege over and redact the speech documents is due this Friday. The judge has narrowly confined the scope to redact, but the Security and Exchange Commission signaled in its 15th of April letter that many documents are subject to attorney-client privilege. Well, what do you think? What is going to happen on the 29th of April? Earlier, the Security and Exchange Commission had informed the court that it intended to file new privilege assertions in a last-ditch effort to prevent the production of emails related to the infamous Ethereum speech delivered by William Hinman, the former director of the Security and Exchange Commission Division of Corporate Finance, from being disclosed. Aside from that, the agency had declared its intention to challenge the court's deliberative process privilege finding, and it had requested extra time. As James Phelan tweeted out that, the Security and Exchange Commission has filed a request for an extension of time to file its objection to Magistrate Judge Ned Byrne ruling on the motion for reconsideration of the deliberative process privilege ruling. The Security and Exchange Commission is raising new privilege assertions. Well, a speech made in 2018 by William Hinman, then the Director of Corporation Finance at the Securities and Exchange Commission, declared that Ethereum was not a security. Ripple asked that the Security and Exchange Commission provide 70 emails related to the controversial speech that was circulated inside the agency, which the agency agreed to do but did not deliver on its promise. And as part of its efforts to keep the emails secret, the Security and Exchange Commission issued a last expert opinion report on the final day of discovery. Well, after being sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission in late 2020, Ripple received a great deal of criticism from the cryptocurrency community for targeting Bitcoin and Ethereum in their Wells notice and blaming the Security and Exchange Commission for picking winners and losers. In contrast, members of the XRP community argue that by supposedly providing clarity for the top two cryptocurrency projects, the Security and Exchange Commission notion that the continuing battle is only about Ripple technology. The CEO of Ripple claims that the securities and has unfairly disadvantaged other projects in the market. And in a recent interview, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse indicated that maximalism is a significant hurdle for the industry. Garlinghouse feels that a number of cryptocurrencies have the potential to flourish, which is why tribalism has no place in the cryptocurrency industry. And he is absolutely right, because then only few coins will flourish in this volatile market and the rest of them will just disappear into the history of crypto. Well, what do you make of Brad Garlinghouse comments? Also, Ripple General Counsel, Stuart Alderoty, said Ripple is pushing hard to settle the case as soon as possible, although a resolution is most likely in 2023. He says, "To all that have been following the case thus far, thank you. Know that Ripple is pushing hard and the court is working hard to resolve the case as soon as possible, despite the Security and Exchange Commission time and again doing everything they can to delay." Also, the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, said in an interview with Bloomberg that his business is already working as if it had lost its battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission. As the majority of Ripple record-breaking growth has occurred outside of the United States, and the company is recruiting more and more individuals outside of the United States, that kind of seems like they have given up on the market in the United States. And according to Garlinghouse, the notion that XRP is a security that has not been registered is misguided. However, the coin no longer has any liquidity in the United States, after the suspension of trade on all exchanges in early 2021. According to Garlinghouse, 99% of Ripple's clients are payment firms based outside of the United States. Well, it may be because of the delayed justice. as Garlinghouse claims that the verdict will have an influence on the whole business, and he rejects the Exchange Commission has been dragging its steps, accusing the Security and Exchange Commission of concealing their notes while professing to be all about information and transparency. Garlinghouse said, "Justice delayed is justice denied. Unfortunately, justice is being delayed here by continued efforts by the Security and Exchange Commission to push things out." He also said that the Howey test is being exceeded the bounds of comprehension. So, Garlinghouse thinks that the agency is damaging the Bitcoin business by not providing sufficient clarification. And this would result in the crypto universe with several chains. A multi-chain world will be the norm in the crypto sector, which means there will not be a single victor who will govern them all. He asserts that it all boils down to practical considerations. Garlinghouse spoke out against tribalism within the cryptocurrency community earlier this month, claiming that it is a huge impediment to the development of the crypto business. Furthermore, I have an article from Forbes, titled, "All the Security and Exchange Commission Emails." You would definitely like the starting paragraph of this article, which just directly says that the emails could bring down the agency reckoning. So the article reads, "The Securities and Exchange Commission has lorded the sword of Damocles over fintech for years. It has used the blunt force of regulation by enforcement to make de facto rules against innovative companies rather than following the notice and comment steps required by the 1948 Administrative Procedure Act. Its lawsuits against Kick Interactive, Telegram and, most famously, Ripple shows the sledgehammer wielded for quick settlements that avoid judicial tests. But dozens of emails, if compelled by the court, could bring the agency's reckoning." The Security and Exchange Commission took it too far with Ripple, accusing the enterprise blockchain company of failing to register the digital asset XRP as a security since 2013, even though it duly operates as a bona fide bridge currency. Exchanges immediately dropped trading of the Ripple currency XRP, and investors lost billions of dollars in value. The Security and Exchange Commission flippant decision stoked a class action firestorm from the ferocious, decentralized XRP community. Well, that is absolutely right. Furthermore, in this article they have summarized the whole case, and if you have not been up to date with the case, I would definitely recommend reading it. Also, in the last of this article, there is kind of a warning for the Congress, so it reads, "Such brazen conduct is business as usual at the Security and Exchange Commission. Outraged investors and consumers now seek justice in court, providing the reckoning that Congress should have imposed. This blasé acceptance of agency overreach could punish lawmakers in November. Well, we are going to leave it like that for the Congress to see." Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.